The man you see right here, his name is Richard Robinson. He happens to be the main guy in the entire Yorkshire region. He's the head of grounds over there, and he's given us a little insight as to what is it that both India and England can expect as far as the surface at the Headingley cricket ground is concerned. He says that he got certain directions from the English camp, and he's gone ahead and executed all of that. He's tried to give conditions that England had asked for. And what is it that England asked for? England asked for a surface that is true, offers good bounce, and is good to bat on as the match progresses. The preparation for this particular match, he says, has been a little different from the way that the pitch has been prepared in the past. Let me give you more as to what he's told us, exactly what the surface looks like right now and how is it that the surface could turn out to be going forward. On the first day, he says, is the best day to perhaps go ahead and have the bowlers go ahead and bowl, because conditions are going to progressively flatten out at the Headingley cricket ground. So if you're winning the toss, perhaps the wise call would be to go ahead and ask your bowlers to have a crack, because conditions will only aid the batters as the match progresses on. Again, this is in line with what Brendan McCullum and his team had asked for. They wanted conditions that helps the English batters. Now that perhaps gives an opportunity to the Indian batters as well, who don't go into the side or go into the series with a lot of experience and a lot of runs under their belt. How this plays out for both the teams, this is something we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, it's advantage England given the brand of cricket they like to play, but maybe this is where India get a little look in as well and get that little bit of confidence for this young side that is looking to make its mark in England. What he also says is he's very satisfied with the hardness of the surface, and what that means is that the bounce could be true and there is going to be a good stroke making that you will see as the match goes on. And again, I'll repeat, the one thing he says is that the conditions over there in Leeds have been dry in the lead up to the first test match. At the moment, it's about 22, 22. That's the kind of range you're looking at as far as the temperature is concerned, but it is expected to go up to 30 degrees when you come closer to the dates of the match. Across those 5 days, you're expecting the temperature to be around that mark, but with the breeze blowing as well, you're not expecting the surface to really develop a lot of cracks and to crack up. What you do expect is conditions to flatten out, but that may not necessarily mean that the pitch will have a lot of cracks in it. As things stand, the little insight that we managed to know is that the surface was covered on Tuesday, the time that we're recording this video, and that was to preserve the little moisture. Now, since February, one thing you must understand, since February, the entire region has not seen a lot of rainfall, and conditions have remained rather dry in the entire region. So it is going to be a dry spell. It's going to be a dry few days in that test match. The surface has been dry for a while now, and you're not expecting things to change drastically, even though the temperatures are expected to go to about 30-degree mark, as I just told you as well. Now, what have England done over the past couple of matches that they've played since the time Robinson was made charge of the facility over there? The grounds over there have seen totals in the range of 224 to about 360. That's been the range pretty much. But what England have done is always went ahead, and if they won the toss, they've liked to chase over there. I'm talking about the match that they played against New Zealand and the match against Australia. They won both the matches, but the key over there was that they decided to have a crack with the ball first after winning the toss. So perhaps going by history and what this English team has again asked for in terms of the conditions, the thing that you can expect from England is that they'll again be wanting to bowl first, but India as well, if you're winning the toss, because as per the Curator, there is a good covering of grass right now, but it will be trimmed down to 8 millimeters, as has been the case traditionally as well. But don't be confused, because as we've seen, it's a 5-day match and things completely change. The conditions change, the pitch wears out. At the moment, it looks pretty similar to what the square region would look like, but it's going to get a trim tomorrow and the day after that as well, as we get into the first test match. So it'll be interesting to see what is it that Leeds offers. We've seen in the past that the teams have they've gone ahead and changed the schedule. Look at what happened in the BGT. That's where from the previous BGT which India had won, Australia went ahead and changed the whole roster, which is something that worked according to their liking, which is what gave them a little advantage. They shook up the entire roster. England are trying to do the same because traditionally we've seen Leeds host the third test match. You take a look at the previous tour that India did in 21-22, it was a third test match. In fact, in the last couple of decades, you've only played that twice. If I take you back to the famous 2002 victory as well, that time also Leeds is where the third match had taken place. So this is strategic from an England standpoint. They want certain conditions that aid their batters, certain conditions that suit their brand of cricket. Whether that helps them more or it gives the Indian team a slight sneak in as well, given the lack of experience that this Indian team has at the moment, that is something we'll have to wait and see.